On to other news now. The development of artificial intelligence in recent years has left many people looking forward to a fully automated future. From robots that wait tables to those that play chess, their skill sets are never ending. In southwest China, our reporter Tao Yuan met a machine that's got some pretty impressive sporting skills.
Good morning. It is Tech Talk Today, episode 249, and yes, it is real. The badminton robots with artificial intelligence are here.
I'm about to take on a rising star in China's badminton scene. Among its racket partners, former world champion Dong Jun and Chinese premier Li Keqiang.
I'm all fired up about it, Ange. Good morning. How are you doing?
Weird.
You ready?
Okay.
Are you not fascinated by
No. I want to see it, though.
Meet RoboMinton.
There it is.
This is the world's first fully automated badminton robot. It can play as well as any amateur badminton enthusiast. Its creators, a group of college students and teachers in southwest China's Chengdu city. It won a special award at last year's Asia Pacific Robot.
You know, here in the States, we create robots to fight each other, and over there, they create robots to do badminton. You ready to bust through some news, Ange?
Yes.
All right, let's bring in that mumble room. Time appropriate greetings, mumble room.
Good night.
Hello.
Good morning.
I heard a good night in
Yeah,
there.
good night. Yeah. All right. So, Daredevil, you already are not impressed. Already. Right off the top. Jeez, what's going on, Daredevil?
Yes.
You're not impressed? Sorry.
Come on, we have drones that can control balls and pretty much.
All right, that's true.
They have the equilibrium.
That's true.
And now we're
I agree.
excited because it just has wheels. Like what?
Yeah, I guess so.
I secretly use Arch Linux.
I was actually watching a footage of a drone that is designed to carry a human being. It is a self-flying drone. You put a tablet in there, you mark your destination. There's no stick, there's no nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, and you set the button and
Okay,
off it goes.
screw hoverboards.
Well, screw self-driving cars.
And
I want a
that too,
self-driving
yeah, right?
drone. Yeah, I mean that could actually happen. That is amazing.
Interesting. We're going to have those things crashing, though.
And you know what? If a former lobbyist for the cable industry can defend net neutrality, perhaps anything is possible. The U.S. Appeals Court has upheld the net neutrality rules in full. The dingo that was guarding the baby, according to John Oliver, turns out not to be so violent. U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Court delivered a slam-dunk victory for the Federal Communications Commission as it rejected the petition filed by telecom, cable, and wireless industry associations alongside AT&T, CenturyLink, and several smaller providers to bust up net neutrality rules. I thought this was kind of interesting because not a ton of coverage about this. This is kind of a big deal, and I would imagine it's going to be challenged. But we were just kind of having a net neutrality type discussion on the pre-show. The studio here is having lots of issues with our Comcast connection. Shocker! And we're actively trying to figure out what we can do, and there's not a lot of great answers. We've talked about everything from digging a hole in the ground and running new fiber and paying $10,000, who knows for that, getting some new fangled low-end connection in here that's just dedicated to certain tasks, and all kinds of roads lead to sort of not really great answers. The state of internet is awful, and we are also talking in the pre-show about a little loophole, and that is the providers will often put boxes upstream that is essentially giving them technically a fast lane. I think was it William? William, were you pointing that out in the pre-show?
Yeah.
And describe what you're talking about, because I just kind of did a rough explanation there.
So basically, some providers will strike deals with ISPs to be able to put servers more locally close to the users who are going to access them.
Yeah.
So it acts as a caching network, say for Netflix.
Yep, and Google. Google does this
and
too.
Google, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy, would it be amazing if Jupiter Broadcasting could have multi-corporation deals, just like all these deals across the industry where we could put scale engine servers and individual ISPs to distribute our content. That would be nice.
Well, Alan could strike that deal.
You never know. Maybe
Actually,
one day.
He has enough
We
money
should
and
talk to
resources to do it. I
One
mean, they're
day.
putting thousands of servers all over the States. Probably, more, tens of thousands.
It is just interesting as that is happening at the same time this discussion around net neutrality is happening. It seems like the two things are sort of disconnected. The discussion around net neutrality and what's actually happening are two different things.
I think that's not net neutral. It just makes sense when your service gets that big, because otherwise you're congesting the lines on the internet. You're congesting the backbones.
Well, and
so to speak.
I think also it sort of takes advantage of some of the inherent nature of the way the internet is laid out. Daredevil, what do you think?
I think in the long run, these will be beneficial for everybody because eventually these special dedicated services will become more of a prevalent thing, like patient data being transiting self-driving cars, and we kind of want the companies to already have the budget because these will also reduce the cost of doing these type of operations. Effectively opening the network, which we can already assume that the telcos won't do the biggest investment in infrastructure that we need.
Yeah.
So effectively, it will open room for those other services that matter much more, the real-time data.
So, speaking of internet speed, let's talk about the web browser battle like it's 1999, guys. Microsoft is showing you how bad Chrome is for your laptop's battery life with a demonstration of their Edge browser. And they've put out this video here, which is, do you remember way back in the day? Oh, yeah!
Wow.
Oh, yeah!
That is so Microsoft sounding.
I know. Remember back in the day, there was some Chrome speed videos that showed how fast Chrome was, and it was like it was something like as fast as a bullet, or I can't remember. Well, now Microsoft is returning the favor. They're showing They're showing the battery life you get using the different browsers. Chrome
is kind of great.
Yeah. So you see the big counter going there, and with Microsoft Edge, you get 7 hours and 22 minutes versus 4 hours and 19 minutes with Google Chrome.
You know, if they didn't rig that at all, that's kind of great.
70% longer battery life.
I like it.
Microsoft has launched their Edge campaign. You know they've been waiting on this one for a while. Shipped with Windows 10, so it's not like they just discovered this. Any interest at all? I mean,
you have to run
who
Windows,
uses Internet Explorer?
Who uses Edge,
Windows.
right?
Edge, yeah.
Yeah, that is, I think, sort of the problem is I feel like they're fighting a battle that nobody wants anymore.
Right?
Although you're a diehard Firefox user.
Yes, I know. I'd really like to drop it. It frustrates the hell out of me. Like, if I lose my tabs one more time, and yes, I do the sticky tab thing, but it,
You want the state of the web page to be saved too, right?
Yes. And what happened is the other day I closed it knowing there was a risk, right? And I didn't worry about the tabs. Okay. But they were just,
You're like, nah, it's going to work.
My tabs become my to-do list. Yeah, it's going to be fine. And then I'm like, oh, I should install Java. F Java, right? You know what Java did? It opened up Firefox. And I'm like, no. So I open Apple queued it, to stop it. And then I was like, I just lost my previous session. Yeah. I was going to, bring it back up, but now I could have, except that I was so quick to close it because I didn't want it to open. I lost it. So,
and that, people, is what grinds my gears. Tom?
Yep, that grinds my gears.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I actually literally thought to myself, why don't I switch to another browser? Now, the thing is, don't jump on me, everybody. I use Chrome, Safari, and Firefox, all three of them, to do what I do for Jupiter Broadcasting. So I have certain accounts logged into Safari, certain accounts logged into it. There's some of them, there's not a rhyme or reason, but and then all my personal stuff. So I'll figure it out one of these days.
Well, before we move on to the BitTorrent story,
let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
Well, Chrome has Chromebooks that runs on ARM, so definitely your battery life's going to be longer. Thank you, Microsoft.
You could try Vivaldi, the chat room points out, which is based on Chrome. That might be something. I got a couple of Google stories I think we'll cover first before we get to the BitTorrent sync story, which is kind of just sort of amazing. But first, let's talk about Google's going to help you self-diagnose with new symptom search. So, you can find out the answer is cancer even faster now.
The answer is cancer.
It always is,
wow,
right?
That's a horrible.
Headache on one side, and then they'll give you these cards with different symptoms. The problem is legitimately, don't listen to me. I'm not a good example of anybody that is managing their life. But before Linux Fest Northwest, we were very, 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 very busy. And out in the driveway, I stepped on a rusty nail, put it right through my foot. You didn't break through the other end, but it was a long nail.
And this isn't like a millimeter. Like it was like an inch and a half long. Like it was. And it definitely was rusty.
Yeah.
Like I saw it. It was what it used to be. It used to be a plastic round circle with that nail sticking out of it. It used to be like underneath a couch or something. And
it fell out and got rained on as somebody's put it in the garbage or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I stepped on it and I started Googling, what to do to clean it out and what to do to see if there's signs of tetanus and things like that. And everything just tells you you're going to die, you're going to get tetanus, and you need to go to the doctor right now. And I'm like, that is actually not helpful, because when it goes that extreme and it goes that generic, I just go, well, now you're being reactionary and you're just doing a catch-all to cover your butt. I need to actually know. And so I don't find that these cards and this surfaced information for me really ever happens to be that helpful.
Right.
Because it's just sort of boilerplate information that
I have read on
lawyers
tetanus
approve
a little bit, and I did find a source that said as long as you clean the wound, the chances of tetanus are actually pretty low.
Really?
Like,
I didn't see anything. I mean, I did clean it.
No, and society wants us to believe that, oh my God, it just barely nicked you. You need to get a shot.
Yeah.
Well, no, if you clean it, and I mean, obviously yours went in kind of deep, so
that was the only thing.
I was worried about that.
I thought I couldn't get in far enough to clean it because it went in so far.
Our bodies can flush it out.
Yeah, it turned out to be okay.
Yeah. He's not dead, everybody.
Yeah, and this is I scrambled around to clean it, but I just found the whole like looking for medical, or like when I look for medical information on sleep apnea, again, I really hit a wall. In fact, this is way worse than the tetanus thing. Now that I think about it, this is really what bothers me. I really hit a wall with the sleep apnea research, where because I don't fully understand the medical dialogue, I can't go to that level, but everything I am capable of understanding and reading just stops at get a sleep study, get a sleep study, get a sleep study. I've done a sleep study. I would like to know more and more. There's more information I want to know.
This is the same problem I had with my Dodge Spirit. It kept overheating on the freeway. After 10 minutes, I'd pull over, turn it off, turn it on. It would work. I took it to several mechanics. I paid for a new radiator. I paid for a new thermostat. It still did it. I called more places, and there was only 1 out of 10 places that would actually talk to me about what the possibilities were and didn't just say, come here and spend $80 so I can diagnose it. Same thing.
Yeah. So these card information, for some bits of information, it is very useful. But for other bits of information, it is what appears to be the attempt at helpfulness, but it's not actually helpful.
Yeah. I bet doctors are rolling their eyes everywhere. If you have a PhD and you're listening, we'd love to hear from you.
Well, and also I would imagine that Google can only go so far without being liable in some cases. So they can't really be that helpful. Sorry, what were you going to say?
You have to read books in this case, like sleep apnea. You have to read like Robert E. Dement.
What you have an actual one you actually specifically recommended?
Well, Dement's the famous guy from the 70s. Like his stuff's probably still in copyright because things are 75 years plus the lifetime of the author now. So, things are going to get on the web. It's just going to take a generation.
I need to make a clarification.
You did actually just compare me to a busted radiator.
I didn't. Yeah. So OS Writer says, did Angela just compare Chris Lass to a busted radiator? No, I compared him to bad head. It was the head gasket.
Head gasket. Aluminum head gaskets. Yeah, I agree. That was actually my conclusion too. Is now it's time to read more. Go ahead.
I think that app might be quite useful, considering that it will be translatable and considering that it will be available in like countries that Google is available, but not necessarily the doctor.
It's also it's handy just to be able to enunciate to your phone, hey, I need this information, and within seconds it comes back with that information. But it's helpful.
Look at what this gives. Google is trying to always be a step ahead so that it can help you. So you've been searching for these symptoms. Now you just found, you fainted, and there's paramedics coming to help you. Google can provide that information, what you've been searching before. Maybe it indicates what you've taken before. It knows where you've been, where you ate, and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it sure helps with that profile, doesn't it? It really does.
It would be interesting to Google, I have stomach pain. And then Google says, well, it could be food poisoning. You did eat at Panda Express last week, or within the last 48 hours. Yeah. Wouldn't that be creepy?
Yeah. See, that's the thing is Google knows where I go because I do use Google Fit. And so it does what they call, I forget they have a term for it, but it's like extra accurate tracking. And so they know everywhere I go. Literally, like if you pull up Google Now if I pull up Google Now when I'm on my phone at a restaurant, it knows what restaurant I'm at.
It's pretty cool.
Put your arms out. Because Google Fit is not working. I'm just kidding.
Hey-oh, I know, right? What was that?
And it might even be extremely helpful for governments and especially hospitals. Think about what hospitals is all about, is managing traffic to a hospital. So if there is this surging problem, you can better equip hospitals to make informed decisions.
Oh, yeah. Google can report, hey, hospital, you have 38 people in the area that ate from Panda Express tonight.
We already do this with other mechanisms for, with the more local offices and doctors. I know that in the US, maybe this is not as common because, the health industry is different. I think that these already happen.
This actually makes me really excited for the future. I like stats. I like using data to help cut time, trying to figure things out. Like, because so many symptoms could be so many things, but if Google happens to be like, hey, but I saw that you did this, and I mean, that's just going to cut out so many times or so many hours of diagnosis. I actually
find all of. So we were joking about Google having on the profile that I searched for, food poisoning, or I searched for tetanus. I actually think, I mean, if they are going to legitimately track that I searched for that and index that fact about me, throw it up on my fitness dashboard. On June 1st, you searched for you were having this health issue, because why not throw them in with all the stats of what my steps were and how many glasses of water I had that day, whatever else I choose to track. That's one of the things I've found interesting about Fit is you can plug other applications into it. So other fitness applications can share data with it. So my sleep app can talk to Google Fit, so I can track my sleep in one spot, and so can the Drink Water app and the stats. It's very cool. But again, it gives them a very detailed profile on my health.
But you know what? You can't print that out and bring it to your doctor if you do want to.
Right? They just they don't even care about it.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll change eventually. So last Google story of the day, just because, Ange, guess what? Just you don't even have to guess what episode. I will give you a hint. A show was pulled off of, or a show got flagged for copyright yesterday.
One of our shows?
That was produced in 2009. Can you guess what show it was?
A Stoked?
No. Good guess, though. Like episode 2 of Joint Failures.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It was episode
for what?
It was kind of, it's kind of funny. I should go pull it up. I don't know. I should go look. This is what astounds me, is this stuff has been on YouTube. The problem is I get so many copyright violations that it may actually literally be at the bottom of my inbox now. But I went and looked at it yesterday because I just couldn't believe it. Yeah. So the title was, Are Americans Afraid of Nudity? And this episode, I'm not logged in as the right person. This episode was published in, I think, mid-2009. Let me go take a look. So it was visual content. Visual content claimed by Icon Film Distribution of Australia. So apparently, should we play? Of course, then we'll make this be an offending content if I play in this show.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Wow. You should copy a link to that URL though, so that those that are listening, if they want to,
it has a look at this.
Check it out. That was the best.
Yeah, that hilarious intro where we're in the wanted poster, which I thought was pretty good. And I remember if. It might have been that poster. Maybe that was the poster we ripped off. I don't know. Maybe I just flagged this show. But it was, here, I'll drop in the chat room. It was pretty good. And yeah, so the copyright system on YouTube is just trash. It's really bad. And it's not just YouTube, it's all of Google. Since 2011, Google has removed more than 1 billion pirate, quote-unquote, links from its search results.
Jeez.
And the 2 billion mark is only just a few months away. To illustrate the growth, we've got a little chart here that shows that 5.1 million pirate URLs were reported to Google in the first week of June 2014, a figure that increased to over 22 million 2 years later.
Apparently, fair use just isn't a thing. So, because I guarantee that not all of those are pirated.
Of course. The surge in takedown notices has also gained attention of the U.S. government. A few months ago, Copyright Office launched a public consultation in order to evaluate the impact and effectiveness of the current DMCA provisions. But Google, how do you suppose Google feels about this? They think it's fine. They maintain itself. The current system's working great. They say the notice and takedown process has been effective and an efficient way to address the online infringement.
Wow.
And they say the increasing volume of URLs removed from search each year demonstrates the right holders are finding the notice and takedown process worthwhile, efficient, and scalable to their needs. While Google believes that millions of reported URLs per day are a sign that the DMCA takedown process is working properly, right holders see it as a signal of an unbeatable game of whack-a-mole. And those of us, like the independent content creators who are constantly caught in the crosshairs, definitely feel like the system isn't working. It's just awful. I think that's Google's way of going like, let's not get any more regulation into this. Let's not do that. We don't need to do that. That's, I think, where they're going with that. All right. Any thoughts on that, Mumble Room, before we go? Because I'm kind of done talking about Googs. Okay. I thought this story was a real head smacker. You know, BitTorrent created the BitTorrent Sync protocol, the application. It was a big deal. Everybody's talking about it. We use it to distribute files for Unfilter. What could go wrong? Well, Sync's getting busted out into its own standalone company called Rosello, which is going to focus on enterprise customers.
Oh.
BitTorrent Inc. will be solely focused on building a global consumer media platform which utilizes the BitTorrent protocol to enable creators to monetize their art and distribute their work to our global network of 200 million fans.
Huh.
Yeah.
Great.
So we got to replace the Unfilter Sync pretty quick. If anybody has any suggestions that make it super easy to have a few hundred people just join a swarm and sync files, that would be really nice. Yeah, I don't know about that. So then they link over to the Rosello blog, R-E-S-I-L-I-O.
Yeah.
Rosello? What do you think? You think I'm saying that right? I don't know.
So.
Rosello. I think it's like resistance. Rosello.
Maybe it's Resilio.
Resilio. Yeah, that could be it too because it's resilient. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's like Resilio. Yeah. No single point of failure is their tagline. In today's modern enterprises. Oh, boy. Yeah, so BitTorrent Sync's out. BitTorrent Sync is done. I think SyncThing is the reigning open source sync champion because BitTorrent Sync was never going to get there. What was that?
You could add all your content to IPFS. You could try that.
Sure
could. Experiment.
Sure
see
could.
How that works out.
I could also do like a ZFS replication. Just have everybody set up a ZFS pool, and I could just replicate to them. Maybe the new Apple file system will work. I could use the new Apple file system. I could do it. Yeah, I'm just a little disappointed. So here's what I really liked about BitTorrent Sync, just really briefly, so you can see my point. BitTorrent Sync it's not just a way to distribute files. It was also like RSS publication and posting. It took the release process for us at JB from, encode the file, upload the file, create the post, put all the tags in there, put the description in there, add a thumbnail, post it on the web. With BitTorrent Sync, it was encode the file, copy it to a folder. You're done. Mm-hmm. And then from there, it would get sent out to another machine, and they would all feed each other. So not only was it your publication platform, like a feed, it was also your built-in CDN, and that was just super nice.
That's the nice thing about something like IPFS or SyncThing, though, as well. They would
Yeah, I guess IPFS
they would replicate.
The thing about IPFS, well, I just already have so many other sync solutions in place. Like SyncThing is the one I kind of want to go.
Sync solution.
IPFS, a peer-to-peer hypermedia protocol to make the web faster.
You could compare
safer.
it more to torrents or an FTP than just syncing, because it's all kind of on demand. You're not just doing this in real time, streaming stuff all the time.
I'm going to watch a demo.
Our first implementation is written in Go. It includes a fully functioning IPFS node, a Unix-style command line interface, an importable library, a JSON API for controlling the node programmatically, a gateway for exposing IPFS to regular web browsers, and a web UI for managing your node.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right, I will look at that. I will. I'm gonna tag that ass right now, because that might be worth setting up. So yeah, because we got to get away from that there tagged. We got to get away from that there BitTorrent Sync.
Yep.
Okay, so want to talk about some cool tech?
Yeah.
NASA's got a electric plane that used to have a really crazy name like X-57. Well, now it's just called Maxwell. And Maxwell has a ton of propellers. Look at all those propellers. So here's what you do, Andrew. When you want to make yourself an electric plane that goes faster and higher all the time, what you do apparently is you just add more propellers to it. That's what I'm told, at least. We have look at this video over here. Yeah, isn't that clear?
And solar panels?
Well, this is one of their planes. Here, I'll turn up the audio so you can.
The technology toward regular use. X-57 is its latest prototype, and its design direction seems to be just add more propellers. NASA has a specific name for it, distributed electric propulsion. NASA will give a production aircraft skinnier wings and stick 6 electric engines on the leading edge of each one and one on each wingtip. Tests have showed the distributed system can generate better lift than traditional engines at low speeds, like those experienced during takeoff and landing. And electric motors are typically quieter than combustion versions, even with lots of props going. But most of all, it's really efficient.
The aircraft that we're designing right now and taking to a flight demonstrator can use 5 times less energy than the best general aviation aircraft out on the market today.
Fuel-burning planes make a trade-off between speed and fuel efficiency, thanks to things like drag and the changing weight of their fuel. it means they don't always travel as fast as they're designed to. NASA says an electric plane could cruise closer to its design limits. But electric power will probably stay limited to small planes for now. Batteries are heavy and need time to charge, so it's harder for larger aircraft to get the same benefits. So don't expect a bunch of electric propellers to replace the big turbines on your next long-haul flight. At least,
one of the things too that they showed in the demonstration NASA did is they took a version of the wingspan that wasn't attached to a plane, so it was just the propellers and the wings. They had a hookup system in the middle, and they put it on top of a semi truck, and they attached it, and they lifted the semi truck up off the ground and flew it down the road.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did see it, but I didn't realize it was flying.
Oh, really? They did show it in there. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess
just
I missed
picture.
it.
Just a picture.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When I was watching, there's a video of it on YouTube. I guess I just missed it. Yeah, it is really cool. So NASA's working on that. Maybe one day. I think Daredevil tossed this one in the IRC before we started. This is Ollie, a 3D printed self-driving minibus.
Oh, cute.
3D printed minibus. Can carry 12 people.
Wow.
It's created by a Arizona-based startup called Local Motors. And
cute.
Yeah.
It's kind of locomotive,
Yep.
locomotors.
Ollie was designed as an on-demand transportation solution that passengers can summon with a mobile app. What have I been saying?
Yes.
What have I been saying? Right? What do you think, Daredevil? This caught your attention. What was it?
It caught my attention specifically because in here we're starting to deploy our first electric buses that are available right now for the regular day-to-day state-run type of public transportation. And I'd like to see more of places like US, which have more private and sector incentive type orientation, so that the efficiency levels come here. Basically, that's why I'm paying attention to it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see it actually taking off and actually happening. So there's that. That's pretty nice. We'll have a link to that if you want to check out Ollie in the show notes. Angela, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you prepared?
Yes.
Are you braced? It is time for our Kickstarter of the week.
Okay.
And this week, this is probably a little too hot for Kickstarter. So it had to go over to Indiegogo. So this is your warning. Now, there's nothing perverse about to be shown, but it may potentially veer off into the not safe for work category. Don't look, Angela. Don't look. I want you to see if you can guess what it is before you see it.
Okay.
It's called the Lelo Hex.
Oh.
You know about it already?
I think so.
You would. You would. I swear. All right, here it is. The Lelo Hex. The world's first re-engineered condom.
Oh, nice.
Entirely new structure. Powerfully robust. Whatever that means. Highly sensitive. Truly flexible. The condom reimagined.
It looks just like a normal condom. It just has hexagons on it.
I think the idea is that it can twist and turn in different locations because of that, the hexagons.
It's like the Force Flex trash bags.
Yes, exactly. It's the first major condom innovation in 70 years, and Charlie Sheen is backing it. Charlie Sheen is
That's funny.
it. Yeah, so you see, they say it delivers strength, thickness, and sensation through the structure. It's the first major condom in 70 years that has any innovation.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a giant leap forward in the fight for great, safe sex with a structurally different design that means you can see and feel the difference. It has 3 core issues. The 3 core issues is discomfort, and their hex structure fixes that. Slippage, the web is raised on the inside to provide texture that keeps it on track. And breakage, the structure combines thinness and strength, so you know hex has your back.
What's the material?
That is,
That's my question.
Let's see, the material,
it's right
it wasn't
there.
the material of latex that needed to change, it was the structure.
Oh, well, for me, the latex needs to go. But, yeah.
What's Charlie Sheen
I
doing?
think people feel there's a how should I put this?
He's getting serious about condoms right now.
He's crying. No, just kidding.
He's serious about condoms.
I think people associate the word condom with less pleasure, with less connection,
That's some interesting editing they're doing on that, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. So I think it is still latex. Yeah. Yeah, webbed throughout the latex, which means it looks and performs differently to any condom because it's webbed, I guess. Yeah.
So I just threw out all of my toys the last week or the week before because they all have latex.
Yeah, latex is out. So this would not work for you then.
Yep, and I bought a Lelo.
Oh, that's why you thought when you heard the name. Yeah. But unfortunately, Lelo's... Go ahead, Daredevil.
I just say 3 things. They didn't win the Melinda and Gates Foundation grant. They were giving grants right and left on projects that were trying to make new condoms. So they wouldn't need this funding because there's that giving funds for people trying to make condoms. And so I'd say that they're probably not doing anything that is really breakthrough. Mm-hmm. They're just probably doing good advertisement, I guess. Also, Charlie Sheen as advisor or endorsement.
Yeah.
Like if it was someone like Hafner.
Whoa!
Right?
Sorry. It just auto-loaded the video. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just like, if it was Hafner, you might think about it.
Yeah. Huh. I did not recognize the name Lelo, but if they're an existing company that already has this does almost seem like marketing, especially when it's on Indiegogo. They're doing well though. They've got some good funding, so I think it's actually. Isn't this interesting how established companies are coming out and doing crowdfunding projects like this? Mm-hmm. I figured I made the erroneous assumption because I don't like to spoil too much for myself for the show, and because I want to surprise you guys too. I made the erroneous assumption that they must be new.
Non-existent, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe they borrowed the name, but what I bought was a Lelo, and it was really expensive, and it had some really good technology in it, and is completely latex rubber free.
Well, that's nice.
It actually uses edible grade silicone.
Look at this. This is absolutely. This has got to be a publicity stunt because they were only going for $12,000, so they're at 1,589% of their funding level.
Wow.
That's got to be a stunt, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least they have like dubstep-like music. That's good. What do you think, Daredevil? Are people going there to raise money or to market?
I think it's both, but the end goal that this is going to transform is we need less the banks to come up with products, and we can actually adopt currencies like Bitcoin, which releases from those ties.
I like it. All right, so I guess we're going to declare this not a funded project once again.
Correct.
Boy, I think it's getting to the point that if we ever approve a backing of a project, I'm going to have some sort of like mini celebration because it's going to be a monumental. Now who knows? Condoms, no. Things that light up, no. Things that make noise, no. Things that do
make
things.
Tortillas.
We didn't even back the tortilla machine, which comes with a monthly service. You know how much I love that. No. You guys are just the hardest crowd to please. Not even Charlie Sheen could convince you to back something. So perhaps it is with a futile attempt, but I will waste the effort anyways and mention patreon.com/today where you can choose to fund the entire network. Mm-hmm. Perhaps not that condom, but perhaps this network. Patreon.com/today is where we go to raise funds, to orient our priority towards our audience, to fund future projects, to make things possible like going out to certain events, hardware investments like our live stream upgrades.
Fighting Comcast. In the good fight.
Jeez, really? Seriously? Honestly, this is sort of our current big thing, and we're probably going to have to do something that's going to be pretty expensive. And it's sort of, how can an online-based company, we have to fight this fight.
Yeah, how can we not? This is who we are.
Patreon.com/today. We need your help. I posted some of the live shows from last week's shows, like including yesterday's last. And there's some funny moments in there. Sometimes I go, maybe I shouldn't post this, but the patrons get everything. They get everything. Patreon.com/today. If you're a patron, you can go over there and watch that stuff. If you're not, sign up. We got a cord cutters level. We got a swag level. All kinds of good stuff. And there could be something kind of neat coming for our patrons soon. So stay tuned for that. Patreon.com/today. Andrews, is there anything else, like stickers or anything we need to mention before we get out of here?
Well, yes, you can get stickers by going to jupiterbroadcasting.com/stickers.
Lies.
I don't have the dimensions on there yet. I'm working on it, But I got an influx of orders because Chris advertised it on TechSnap and LAS.
Oops.
So
did I do that?
Yeah, and before I even had the stickers ordered. So that's cool. I'm filling them as soon as possible. I'm going to get them on Thursday. A lot of them, if I have them, they're already going out. And you can get them there.
Boomsies, jupiterbroadcasting.com/stickers. Put them on your machine.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Put them on your machine. That's where they go. You can put. I'm not going to judge. You put them anywhere you want. You want to put them on your bumper? Sure, you can. That could be your machine. But on the laptop, like that laptop right there, we need stickers. We should get some stickers all over that.
And for those of you that are listening to Tech Talk today or soon after, Coder Radio was moved to tomorrow, just before Linux Unplugged.
Oh, shoot. Is that why I didn't do the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know.
So you can still catch.
Mike just wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, if you don't normally catch Coder Radio on Monday, or even if you do, you can catch it on Tuesday now before Linux Unplugged.
Particularly tricky because we had a feed issue last week with Coder Radio, so some people didn't get the episode, which is still an issue for some things like Pocket Casts and whatnot.
Yeah, because you have to re-add the feed instead of just
because once it's decided, it's got it's super annoying. I almost wonder if we should. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so then this week it's late, which never happens. So people probably really wonder what's going on. Hopefully people don't panic. Right. Don't panic. Stand by. You will get more Dominic soon.
Somebody's asking why the stickers are $4.01.
We've been there.
It's that way because then I can easily catch it amongst all the other transactions that are in the PayPal account. I look for the odd cents.
Yeah. I had a kitty story I was going to share with you guys, but we didn't get to it today. You know? I thought we'd end on a nice kitty story. Should I play it anyways?
Like a cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll just play a real quick kitty story for you. It's not an end of show clip. It's just a kitty story because, Angela, you might not be a big cat person. I might not be a huge cat person, but the internet freaking loves cats.
This is Tigger the kitten. He's alive after traveling about 300 miles inside the bumper of a car. That car belonged to Royal Navy Lieutenant Nick Grimmer, and he heard the cats meowing only a day after his long journey. After dismantling his car, Grimmer and his colleagues discovered the little guy unharmed. Grimmer flies helicopters for the Royal Navy's 814 Naval Air Squadron. They're nicknamed the Flying Tigers, and since the kitten had some striped markings, Grimmer decided to name it Tigger. Grimmer now carries the animal around in his pilot's helmet, which he says is the only place Tigger will sleep. The Royal Navy is now searching for Tigger's owners with the help of the hashtag Operation Tiger Kitten on social media.
Oh, stop it. That's too much cute.
Jeez.
He just might keep it. Oh my gosh. You know, I had a cat. I had a lost cat start following me on a walk recently. and then as the walk goes on, I start feeling bad because I feel like the further I go, the more I'm taking the cat away from its home.
Yes.
So then I turned around, tried to go back, but on the way back, it didn't stop where I thought it was going to stop. So I just kind of walked the direction I thought the cat was from. And then another cat who was super aggressive started coming out. And starts doing this big tough cat walk up to, and this other cat that's following me around is this nicest cat ever. I picked it up and started purring. It's just, and it has no idea that it's about to get its ass kicked. So I'm like, come on, kitty, we got to go. And we darted through some trees. And then when the kitty sniffed at another tree, I snuck off. I was like, kitty, I got you in the general area, kitty. You're on your own. Nothing more I can do. All right, that does bring us. That's the end of. See, that was your cute moment on the Tech Talk Today. See, I'm trying to bring. It's a Monday, trying to help people out. TechTalkToday.reddit.com. That's where you go to help us out with stories, content, feedback for the show. JupiterBroadcasting.com/contact, where you go to send us your emails. And last but not least, JupiterBroadcasting.com/calendar. In fact, worth checking because I don't know if there's going to be a show when I'm not here in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I don't know what's planned for that. I told Noah that he's welcome to do the show, but because he's going to be doing all the other shows for me, I don't know. This show might be too much work for him, so you'll probably just have to ask him. He'd probably be up for it though.
Yeah.
All right, that does bring us to the end of this week's episode of Tech Talk Today. Thank you for joining us, and see you back here next Monday.
Sheesh, whoever heard of a duck getting seasick? We'll be back in a jiffy.
Get your sea shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya. It juices soft, it gets right to ya. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move ya.